Hi folks, and welcome to this video where I'm going to talk about 3 brand new items that are going to be arriving this year and that I will be unboxing and reviewing on the channel. 2 of them are robots. One's called Aibi and I pre-ordered that, and the other is called Doly and I backed that on Kickstarter. And the third one is not a robot, it's a pocket companion called the Rabbit R1. So I'll start by talking about the Aibi Pocket Pet. I pre-ordered Aibi last December, and when I pre-ordered it, it said on the website that it would be 3 months, the expected delivery. But last time I checked the website, it still said the expected delivery was 3 months. So when it arrives, folks, is your guess as good as mine? So this is by Living AI that previously brought out Emo. I never bought Emo, but this one really appealed to me in its absolute giddiness. It's really, really tiny. So more about the size of the thing in a mo. But first, let's have a look at some of the features. Face recognition and photography. Aibi can recognise your face and know who you are. Just tell Aibi to take a photo anytime, anywhere. So, it's obviously got a camera.
Yeah.
Because it can recognise your face and it can take a photo.
Okay.
And it's obviously got a microphone, because it says just tell Aibi to take a photo anytime and anywhere. It's also obviously got facial recognition, because it says it can recognise your face and know who you are. And it also must be able to have some voice recognition of certain commands, because it says just tell Aibi to take a photo anytime.
Yeah.
So I wonder, when it says it'll recognise your face, I wonder if it's just going to recognise one person or more than one person. What do you think? What would be your gut feeling about it?
I guess I would think it would just be one person, like
Luna. Luna only recognises one person at the moment.
Or I was going to say your phone.
Yeah,
It's like
yeah.
security unlock. But maybe it can recognise more, like an iBo can, and categorise them and respond to them differently.
I suppose my gut feeling is it's probably going to just recognise one person.
Just one person, yeah.
Because, as you say, your phone does, the Luna does.
Yeah.
So I think it must be a big step up to recognise more than one person. What do you think?
Yeah, also, really, would you want to have it recognising more than one person?
Well, it's nice with the Aibo, isn't it?
For this particular... Yeah, but it's more like a phone, isn't it?
Well, it's a personal thing in that you can wear it and carry it around in your pocket. That's true. And I wonder what the voice recognition's going to be like. It's going to be a set of commands, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like with Luna, you've got to say the correct words. It's very rigid, isn't it? When you get this and you get the instructions, it'll probably say something like, say, take photo or something like this.
Be nice if it was a bit more flexible than that. Like an Alexa or Siri on your phone.
Vivid weather report. Whether it's rain, snow, hail or clear skies, Aibi always manages to immerse you with vivid animations. So when it says vivid weather report, I mean, you can just ask Alexa, can't you, the weather?
Well, you can, but I guess when manufacturers make a device like Aibi, I don't suppose they feel as though they can leave this sort of thing off.
I suppose so.
And it looks like they've made it into... it's nice to have a bit of a laugh with the animation as well.
So I suppose this is just like not one of the main features.
No, but if they left it off, I think people would be able to criticise it.
Yeah. So it can give you a weather report. So it's obviously connected into some sort of server like Alexa is, where it's getting real-time information.
Yeah, and it must be keyed into your location as well.
Yeah, that's true. Voice commands and ChatGPT. Aibi can support offline commands and online question and answers. Even without the internet, Aibi can still understand your commands. For complex questions, Aibi will connect to ChatGPT for answers. So this is interesting. I mean, first of all, ChatGPT seems to be getting added to just about everything at the moment, doesn't it?
Yeah, though again, it's something you can't really leave out anymore, isn't it, if you've got a new product?
So it says it can support offline commands.
That'd be things like take a photograph.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's got some limited smarts on it, even when it's not connected online.
So that, again, is like Luna, isn't it? I mean, Luna's got lots and lots of voice commands that you can give her.
Yeah, very much like Luna, I suppose. Yeah.
But if you want to ask her, as it says here, for a more complex question, then she accesses ChatGPT and she has to obviously connect to the internet for that.
I guess you say it's a lot like Luna, and I agree, and you could almost say it's identical to Luna, other than it's just differently packaged.
Yeah, I mean, you have got some similar functionality there, but Luna is something to move around a room.
Yeah.
Whereas this is like both a desktop companion, but it's made also to have on the go, to wear on your person.
Yeah.
Which I think is like the thing that's a bit different about
Yeah,
this
that's
one.
right. But what I'm getting at, all these products that have come out recently, all these little robots, Alexa, virtually everything that's come out recently, there's a great deal of overlap between them all.
Yeah.
And what differentiates them, as you say, Luna's got wheels, what differentiates them is the way that they're packaged up.
Yeah, so like the hardware, the physical form.
The physical form, the presentation, yeah.
I wonder what the offline commands are going to be. I mean, obviously, they've said take a photo. I suppose it might be things like look at me, things like this.
Yeah, take a note, record my voice, simple stuff.
And then there'll be the fun animation stuff like sing a song, dance.
Yeah, that's right, yeah. So Aibi can entertain you even when offline, yeah.
Rotating AI camera. In addition to achieving facial recognition and photo taking, Aibi can freely rotate the head and achieve real-time tracking function, which is flexible like a gimbal. I had to ask you what a gimbal was because I didn't know.
Yeah, I think a gimbal is just something that can move in an X and Y axis at the same time, or a combination of both at the same time. So it's just a sort of reference to the way something's mounted. It's like a mechanical thing, a gimbal.
Yeah, so we've got a security camera like that, haven't we?
Yeah, that's right.
Moves in those two
X and Y and
axes, yeah.
Horizontal and vertical, really.
So it says it can achieve real-time tracking. So it must be able to track onto your face, is that, do you think?
I would think if it's facial recognition, and it can lock onto your face and follow your face as you move around, so it looks like it's looking at you and engaging with you.
Yeah, and from the little videos I've seen, promotional videos, they use these like two-axis movement of the head to sort of make it expressive, to give it a kind of character.
Yeah.
Millimetre wave radar. We have stuffed millimetre wave radar into such a small body, allowing Aibi to perceive human presence from a long distance. So what is this, Paul? Millimetre wave radar?
Well, like it says, it's a radar. It's just high frequency, low powered radio waves of such a small dimension that they tend to reflect off objects very well. And the Aibi uses them to reflect off objects that are moving. Now, human beings are always moving a little bit. As I'm talking to you now, I'm moving.
Yeah.
And using this millimetre wave radar, the Aibi can detect that movement. So it's like a human being presence sensor.
Right. So when it detects movement, it probably turns towards it then, do you think?
Or acts as though somebody's around it, yeah.
So it says that Aibi is able to perceive human presence from a long distance. What do you think it means when it says long distance?
I would say more than sort of an arm's length, more than a metre.
Right.
Maybe
So
2 or 3 metres.
possibly when you come into the room,
Yeah,
and you're
I would
walking
say
across
so.
the room,
I
it'll
would say
probably
so.
say hello or something like that.
Yeah, I would say so.
It's a nice idea.
And it's also an unusual form of sensor to have
It is.
on any consumer device. I've only ever seen it in certain types of sensors for burglar alarms. I mean, you get it on roadside cameras when they take a photograph of your number plate if you're going too fast, that sort of thing.
Speed cameras.
It's a similar sort of thing. Well, very unusual to get it on a consumer device.
So that suggests that it's because it's shrunken down and maybe got cheaper more recently.
I would say so, and that they actually say, don't they, in their own words, that they've actually stuffed it into this Aibi device, which sounds like, they're using the latest version of it, which is very small.
Yeah. 3 microphone array. Aibi integrates a microphone array on a head that is only a few centimetres long. The new algorithm enables Aibi to move more accurately, determine direction and recognise instructions. So, when you've got 3 microphones, you can accurately pinpoint, can't you, where sound is coming from?
You can, yeah, within a sort of like flat plane, 360 degrees, you can pinpoint where the sound's coming from, quite right.
And they say that as well as accurately determining direction, that it's got good voice recognition as well.
Yeah, the microphone arrays seem to be quite popular in things like voice assistants like Alexa and that. It seems like using several microphones and the way they wire together with the electronics helps them to pick up the sound much better.
Right. Near field communication. We have added close range optical communication on the back of Aibi. Enable 2 Aibis to exchange information. 2 Aibis can add friends and exchange the owner's contact information. I wondered what the point of this was. Why would you want to transfer information from one Aibi to another?
So the other one they can act differently because they're aware of each other's presence.
You think it might be something to do with that?
Maybe, and it seems like they're using it as some sort of like business card as well, as though they imagine everybody with an Aibi in the pocket and they can easily exchange cards.
Oh, I see what you mean. So you don't necessarily have both Aibis yourself.
It could be another person.
Right. Oh, I never thought about that. I do know some people who've ordered 2 of these,
It would be nice to try to, but they are pricey though, aren't they?
Oh, yeah, I wouldn't get 2. Take care of Aibi like a child. Comfort Aibi to sleep. Feed Aibi to eat. Caress him when he's feeling sad. So it's obviously got touch sensors.
Yeah.
That allow you to pet it.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a standard thing, isn't it? Like Luna's got touch sensor.
It is, yeah.
And even those little eye leaks that have got touch sensor, and you can pet them. But it's more unusual that you can sort of comfort them to sleep.
Yes, it makes me think of a Mofflin. That's got a sort of emotional type of intelligence built into it. It's not just a simple toy. It's got it's more sophisticated than that. It depends how you react to it over time. It's got like an emotional intelligence. I suppose that's part of the AI that they go on about, isn't it?
And feed it. That's unusual. There's not many things you can feed.
No, well, I think people would get
especially through touch. You get things with apps where you can sort of feed them through the app, can't you?
Yeah, like the Aibos.
Yeah, like that doggy. I mean, that was a toy, wasn't it? But you could feed it through the app, and you get that with quite a few toys. But that's unusual to feed it through touch.
I think it sort of elicits a caring attitude from the owner, and that can have a beneficial effect on the owner. I think it can lead to making the owner calmer, making them feel more sort of decent towards other human beings. Like, for instance, if you've got the Mofflin, you're stroking the Mofflin at night time. I mean, I've experienced feeling calmer and making me making it feel. It makes me feel calmer and puts me in a better mood.
Yeah, I mean, it's nice to stroke something, isn't it, and get feedback.
Mm.
I also think the Aibi is particularly cute from the videos that I've seen, the noises and the movements.
Yeah,
and the size.
It's a bit
does
like
make it cute.
the idea of having a pet mouse, isn't it? That you would keep in your pocket.
Yeah,
No,
that's a good one,
it's
that
small.
Paul.
It's small and
Yeah.
it's white, and you care for it.
Small and white. Extremely compact and extremely creative, opening a new chapter in history like AirPods. So in the picture there, you've got a little box with the AirPods in
Yeah.
next to the Aibi, which is showing you how absolutely tiny this is.
Mm-hmm.
And I must admit, considering all the sensors that they've got in the thing, I can't believe how small it is.
Yeah, it must be using the latest electronics and manufacturing techniques to get it so small and compact.
I mean, they've basically what they've done with this product is they've taken advantage of the fact that electronics have shrunken down and kind of like, how can we make the best use of this, isn't it?
Yeah. In particular, the sensors have shrunk down a lot, I think.
Yeah. So that's the thing that's special about it. It's so tiny.
And I guess battery life has also been extended with modern electronics as well. Everything's getting much lower power all the time, so
Yeah.
you don't need a
yeah.
hulking great big battery to. You couldn't fit a hulking great big battery into Aibi anyway, so.
So this is priced at $249. Like I say, they're very vague about when it's going to arrive. So it would be nice if it arrived sort of beginning of April, but I think we could be waiting a while.
Yeah.
Because the company that brought this out also brought out Emo, and I never got an Emo, but I know people who did get an Emo said that it was delayed before they finally shipped them. So I think it's going to be a while. But yeah, I think this is going to be a fun little robot.
Certainly different, isn't it?
It is. So the next thing we're going to talk about is the Rabbit R1, your pocket companion.
Yeah.
So this cost $199, and I pre-ordered this shortly after seeing a demonstration of it at CES. We weren't at CES, we just saw a video of it.
Yeah, and it was a very impressive demonstration, and tens of thousands of other people thought so as well.
And that's why it says 5th batch sold out, because they've actually sold 50,000 of these already. And the first batch of 10,000 sold out in I think it was 10 hours, but we managed to purchase one within that first 10,000. So ours should be dispatched end of next month, the end of March. So it says Rabbit OS, a personalised operating system through a natural language interface. So it's got its own operating system.
That's right. So it leverages the power of large language models, which I suppose a lot of people are familiar with now through using Claude and ChatGPT. So you talk to it, and then it uses the company's what they call large action models to get things done.
That's the big difference with this. You can actually get it to do something rather than just answer a question.
That's right. So you can talk to it and then you can get it to do something.
Yes. It's got here push to talk button. So you push that button down like you do on a walkie-talkie.
Yeah.
Which I like.
Yeah, the styling's really quirky, isn't it? I believe they work with a company called Teenage Engineering, and I suppose the styling, it's sort of retro. I've also heard it described as retro futuristic, but I guess also that it won't appeal to a lot of people.
It says far-field mic. What does that mean, Paul?
Far-field mic, it's possibly got more than one mic in, I'm not sure, but it's the circuitry behind it and the way the mic's crafted is able to pick up your voice from some distance, so that the large language models still recognise it and can act on it.
Getting back to the button, I like the idea of pressing a button to talk rather than having to use an activation word like you do with Alexa, for example.
Yeah, it's a really novel device, and of course you don't use a touch screen either.
Yeah, it has got a screen, but it's very small, isn't it?
Yes.
It says it's got a 360-degree rotational eye. What do you think of that, Paul?
Well, it's just a camera, really, isn't it? 360 degree.
Rotational.
Don't know, but I think it means you can flip it round so it's not looking out into the world and it's sort of off, effectively.
And then it's got an analog scroll wheel. So that must be for scrolling up and down on the small screen.
I guess so, yeah. I think you make selections from the screen with the scroll wheel.
And it says USB-C and SIM card slot. So you can put a SIM card in it. Does that mean you can use it like a phone?
Well, it means you can take it out away from your own Wi-Fi point in your house, take it out with you
Right.
in the world, and it'll still work. It'll still function in the way it's meant to function.
I see. Because they do keep saying that it's not a phone and it's not meant to replace a phone, don't they?
They do, yeah. They do keep on emphasising that.
And then we've got a list of the LAM functionalities, so large action model functionalities. And then we've got these functionalities colour-coded. So green, it works great on R1. Blue, it may require some exploration to get the best experience. So we'll look at these two categories first.
Okay.
Green, it works great on R1. Optimal, search. Obviously, just like asking it a question. Music, so playing music. I don't know what this ride share is. Ride share.
It's like a taxi service, isn't it?
Right. Food, so that's like...
Ordering food, maybe?
Yeah.
I think in the demo he ordered a pizza, didn't he?
Yes. Vision, not sure what that is. Generative AI, so that's basically asking questions as you would with ChatGPT.
Yep.
And translation. Wasn't a translation like real time?
Pretty much, yeah.
So what's going on with this device is that it's using apps, isn't it? You don't have to see the app. It uses the app or the equivalent of.
So this is where it gets a little bit sketchy. I think generally what you've just said there is right. So you say something to it, the large language model interprets what you mean, and then the large action model effectively uses a website or an app without you using the app. It knows how to use the app for you.
So he did a demonstration of ordering an Uber taxi, didn't he?
That's right, yeah.
Now he didn't have to go to the Uber website.
Or use the Uber app.
Yeah, he just pressed the button on the device and said to order an Uber taxi.
That's right, and you can give it quite a complex input as well. I think in the example he said, well, I want an Uber taxi that's capable of carrying six people. And it just goes ahead and orders it for you. Well, actually, it doesn't just do it without you clicking on, say...
it'll say, so I found a taxi that'll take six people. This is the price.
So the device says, do you want to order it?
Yeah.
And it's then that you use the screen.
Yes.
And you just click on accept or not accept. So, yeah, you haven't had to use a website. You haven't had to use an app. The R1, the Rabbit R1 has done it for you.
Yeah.
All you've done is spoken to it.
Yes. So it's got here exploratory, travel.
So these are things that you can use the R1 for that don't work optimally yet. Okay.
Travel. Well, I wonder what it means by that.
Maybe ordering a train ticket?
Maybe. AI enhanced communication. Not sure what that is.
No.
Note taking.
Okay, that's interesting. Now, I guess so far these things can be done on the phone with apps.
I'd be very interested if I can, instead of using the Trainline app and sifting through loads and loads of information,
Which can often take you quite a while.
hours
Yeah.
sometimes, I'm wondering if I can just say, find me the cheapest ticket from London to Durham in March, for example.
Yeah.
So that's one of the main things I want to try out when we get it.
Or even a more complex route where it's involving 2 or 3 changes, and maybe you want to use split tickets as well. So all that can often, at the moment, if you use, say, the Trainline app, it can take a long time.
Yeah, because you're having to do it all yourself, aren't you?
You are. I mean, the Trainline app works great, but you've got to, as you say, visually look through all this information, scroll through different screens and stuff, work out the splits, maybe start writing stuff down.
Yeah.
Now, if the Rabbit R1 could do this for you, that would be fabulous.
Yeah, it would save so much time.
Yeah.
And then we've got the categories that are coloured yellow, undergoing beta testing, ready to roll out soon, and under red, experimental features. We work with you to best incorporate them on Rabbit R1. So we've got planned point of interest research. I'm not sure what that is. Reservations. Well, that's obvious enough, isn't it? So it could
Hotel
be
reservations, any sort of reservation.
plane
reservation.
ticketing, basically the same thing. Navigation. Not sure what it means there.
Maybe-
Asking a route around
Maybe,
to
yeah.
somewhere.
Yeah.
Mobile and desktop teach mode. This teach mode was something he talked about, wasn't it? So that if you're doing something like a spreadsheet and you want
Right.
to put categories in.
So, yeah, I mean, the example he gave, he was working on a laptop and he had his Rabbit R1 with him as well, and he was working on a spreadsheet on a laptop, and he wanted to add a couple more columns to it, and get those columns to be filled in by using some values already on the sheet. Now, yeah, you could do it yourself in Excel,
Yeah.
but he just said to the R1 what he wanted doing, and then he showed the laptop screen to the Rabbit R1 through the camera, so it understood what he asked for in relation to the spreadsheet that he already had. And then it did it for him and emailed it to him, emailed the spreadsheet to him, the new spreadsheet with the columns added in the right spreadsheet format that he could then just open on his laptop. So that was a pretty good demonstration.
So it's basically getting it to do work for you, to help you in your work. And finally, we've got experimental web teach mode. Not sure what that means.
No, but they all sound very interesting and very exciting. So these large action models, it looks like they provide some of them which are thoroughly worked out
Yes.
and vetted.
And the others are like in
Others are planned in the pipeline.
Yeah.
And also you can create a large action model yourself by teaching it.
Yeah.
And I think the idea is in the end that the Rabbit R1 users, there'll be like a community. Some genius users of the R1 will develop large action models that they maybe want to sell and could upload to Rabbit's site. And just like we have Google Play, where you can buy apps, I guess you'll be able to buy large action models which can do things. Not fully sure about that. It's just somebody I heard speculating who thought that might be the case. And of course, the Rabbit R1 company would obviously take a cut of any large action model that was sold.
So very sort of cutting edge and different and exciting.
It's a very, very different, as you say, exciting use of large language models and this new idea of large action models. So I would gather that this is it's not going to be the one and only device. It's the first iteration of a new type of device, so it may well be supplanted quite rapidly by something else. Who knows? But it's exciting for sure.
And finally, we're going to talk about Doly. So I've backed Doly on Kickstarter, and it's going to be around about $230, and the expected shipping is in August this year. Introducing Doly, the AI-powered companion that combines advanced technology with a developer platform. With a groundbreaking design, Doly develops a distinct personality and emotions through interactions. From recognizing faces and responding to voice commands to self-charging, Doly offers a unique and immersive experience. Beyond everyday assistance and autonomous robot, Doly becomes a valuable tool for STEM education, promoting skill development and critical thinking. As a versatile platform, it merges robotics, AI, and coding education, catering to all levels of expertise. So Doly, the Doly robot, seems to be three main things. Autonomous robot,
Yeah.
coding robot, and a sort of assistant.
Like what?
Like asking what the weather's going to be
Right.
and stuff like
so,
that.
like Alexa or maybe Luna.
Doly feels, responds and develops a unique character thanks to his advanced technology. Beginning from day one, you will be moulding his individual personality and mood. This feature is shaped based on the way you treat and interact with your Doly. As a result, his responses, expressions, movements and eye animations will be altered with different emotions. Doly is an independent spirit without an app or device. However, if you are curious how he feels, you can always check it on the Doly app. So they seem keen to point out that it's not going to be app dependent, but that you can use an app alongside it.
That's pretty much like Luna again, isn't it?
Interesting, this business of it developing a personality, shape a personality, because you don't see that very often, do you?
No, let's see, what do we see it with?
Well, Aibo, of course.
Aibo, Mouflin. Do you see it with Luna, do you think?
I haven't read anywhere and anything put out by Ki that Luna develops a specific personality to do with how you interact with it.
Okay.
So it's quite unusual, that. Doly is equipped with different types of sensors. That's why feeling is one of the most significant features of Doly. Thanks to his motion sensors, Doly feels movements like sliding, falling, turning, or even when you nudge to disturb him. Also, the touch sensors allow Doly to feel when you pet him, although it is quite fun and addictive to drive him crazy. Doly is designed to love and be loved. So we can see the capacitive touch sensors there on the top of the eyes for you to pet him and interact with him.
Okay.
And it also mentioned it's obviously got some sort of, what is it, gyro?
A gyro stroke accelerometer,
Yes.
to pick up movement.
Yeah. Doly hears, understands your commands and requests easily. To activate the voice control, simply say, "Hey Doly," and tell him what to do. NLU, Natural Language Understanding Speech Recognition System, allows you to manage your daily tasks, like setting a timer or getting the weather forecast. You can even move Doly around or change eye and LED colours without using an app. So the fact that it can get weather data suggests it's got an internet connection.
So it's got Wi-Fi and it's able to connect to the internet through your router.
We've got an example here of some of the things that you can ask Doly. Hey Doly, what's the time?
Right.
Hey Doly, how's the weather? Set a timer to 1 minute. Some of these things are like Luna, aren't they?
Yes, they are, fist bump. All of them, really. All of those that I've just listed are pretty much like Luna.
Don't think you can set a timer with Luna, though.
Never tried it.
Doly has a lot to say. Doly communicates and responds back to you with his own voice when you ask about the weather forecast, time, your name, and lots more. If you would like Doly to say your own words, just type it on the Doly app and the text-to-speech engine technology will do the rest. And we've got a picture there showing the 2 watt stereo speaker.
2-watt stereo speaker. It's quite decent volume, that.
Doly is designed to be a self-acting personality with natural behaviours. Based on the changing mood, Doly keeps himself busy by discovering and wandering around without falling off edges of a table. And when it is time, you don't need to remember charging Doly because he knows the way back home. Doly's advanced edge sensors are his guardian angels. They ensure Doly glides through any environment with confidence, effortlessly avoiding falls and mishaps. Explore without limits as Doly's smart sensors keep every adventure secure. So will we be able to trust this edge detection system? That is the thing.
Well, it sounds pretty good. He's described as an advanced edge detection system. So, yeah, I think we would be able to. I mean, we trust the Roomba, for instance.
It took us a long time to trust the Roomba, though, didn't it?
Not to fall downstairs.
Yeah.
It did.
I think it'll probably take me a while after having this, because what you don't want is for it to fall off the table and break.
The first day.
On the first day, yeah. I'd have to watch it for quite a while to have confidence in it being able to not fall off the table. Doly is always on the go and you don't need to worry about charging him. Also, you will not need a device to constantly interact with Doly. A built-in computer with Linux operating system is taking care of everything for you. Doly offers a hassle-free experience that makes it easy to incorporate into your daily routine. So there's the charger that he can go back to himself.
Yeah, looks good.
And I wonder how accurate it is, because, you know, with Luna, it took a long time before they got it right. And Luna could accurately go back to her charging station.
I think Luna was released, especially to those people who sponsored it, like ourselves.
Backed it on Kickstarter.
Yeah, we backed it on Kickstarter. So I think it was released very early before a lot of the software was really finished. And I get the impression that that's not the case with this.
But we are backing this on Kickstarter.
We are,
again.
but yeah, but from the description, I don't know. It's difficult to say. Just reading between the lines, I get the impression the software's more finished off, more polished.
With those huge, lovely eyes, Doly is always curious and impressed of his surroundings. 8MP camera allows Doly to memorise and recognise people with their names, take high-quality snapshots, and many more. Doly operates without a server, ensuring your privacy is never a concern. Now, I don't understand this. It says Doly operates without a server, and yet you can ask it what the weather's like.
Perhaps it's got an internet connection, but the guy who's wrote this text means that it operates without a server, means that it's not storing information back on a server. It's just accessing when it wants to retrieve something like a weather forecast. I do like the eyes on it, though. I love the screens. I love the little round LCD screens. I don't think I've seen those before on any product.
Yeah, it's a really nice design, isn't it? Doly is more than just a robot that follows you around. With his remote control feature, Doly can explore and show you the world from his point of view. You can see everything that Doly sees through his eyes, making it an exciting way to discover new places or simply explore your surroundings. You can also customise Doly's arm LED colour and position to match your preferences, making it truly unique. Additionally, controlling Doly remotely can also help you improve your driving skills and manoeuvring abilities. All you need is a mobile device to take control and start exploring with Doly. So this business of being able to look through Dolly's camera,
Yeah.
you can do that with Luna, can't you?
You can, yeah.
While you're driving around.
Mm-hmm.
So, apart from being a little robotic companion, what sets this one apart is that you can actually program it, which I'm really looking forward to, because robots that you can program are really thin on the ground. And the other thing that's very unusual about this is it's all open source, isn't it?
That's right, yeah. Unlike Luna, for instance.
Yes.
I think open source is important.
And it's actually 3D printed.
Well, that's right. You can download the STL files to print some more if you've got a 3D printer, to print replacement parts or extra parts.
Or different colour.
Or different colours, yeah. The software is open source. So there's going to be a community that's going to be able to share things, both software and STL files for 3D printing. So that's great.
Yes, I think that's what sets it apart and makes this, again, a very exciting product to be getting.
Yes, I agree.
So that about wraps it up for this video. We're looking forward to receiving all of these 3 new items and unboxing them and reviewing them and sharing them with you folks.
That's right, yeah.
But that's it for this video. Thanks for watching as always, and hope to see you next time.